as part of the podcast with Clint Malarchik, which I'll get to, and also my Stanley Cup pick I've got to get to. But as part of that podcast, if you haven't heard it yet, the voicemail made it through the week, and one of the guys on the voicemail said something to the effect of, Rome, you burning Hawk is gold. I could listen to nothing but that all day long. Keep it up. And the thing about Hawk is it's just so easy. And I'm not even trying to. Like, to me, it's not good sport. And as I mentioned yesterday, if you know anything about this program, I have not spent a lot of time on this show cracking back on the XR4 Ti. One, it's lazy. Two, no offense, fellas, it's easy. And three, I got a job to do. That's not part of my job. But Hawk's a different bird, if you know what I'm saying. He's a different bird. He showed up here as a hawk. Within 2 weeks, I downgraded him to sparrow, and then he was pigeon. And he's now become a thing on this show for any number of reasons. And the latest reason being, he was all hyped up on the Masters because one, he's a big golf guy. Two, he's an enormous tiger honk. And three, it was going to be the best weekend of his life. So he wakes up and his wife says, hey, honey, please, can you not go to the driving range? Can you just sleep in with us and hang out, you, me, and the baby? And Hawk says, nope. I'm going to go hit a few golf balls, get ready for the Masters. And she says, I'd prefer you not, Adam. Nope. I'm going to do this thing. He does this thing. He goes and he throws out his back trying to put a shoe on. Literally left work early the other day because he was in so much pain. He had to get the hell out. So yesterday he goes to a chiropractor. I'm not going to go back to the old school take on chiropractors and the fact that they may or may not be doctors. The fact that they're at the mall offering free medical exams with their bent pens and bones on wheels. I'm not going to go there. It's tired. It's old. It's played. You know where I come out. That was a long time ago. And by the way, it works. If it works for you, fine. That's great. So Hawk is in immense pain. Alvin says to me during the last break, dude, look behind you. Look behind you. And I swing back, because we are on TV. It's a TV on CBS Sports Network. I swing behind me, and there's a picture of Hawk. If you're watching on right now, look at Hawk. He's on the floor, on his back. I'm looking for blood. It looks like somebody pumped a burning slug into him. He looks dead. Look at Hawk. And that's not Hawk being funny because he's not funny. That's Hawk literally trying to get right after throwing out his back, putting on his shoe. Look at it. And Hawk says, Alvin, that's filthy. And Alvin's response was something along the lines of, dude, if you're going to lie down at work on your back, don't think somebody's not going to get a picture of that. Is that what you said, Alvin? Something like that.
That. He said, nah, dude, I didn't tweet it. But don't think I'm not going to get a picture of it.
Dude. Look at this idiot. He's on his back at work. On his back at work with a roll of paper towels. So let's see what we got here. Rome. Did Hawk's doctor, chiropractor, prescribe him paper towels? What's next? Will the doc give Hawk some crooked brooms to act as crutches? Toilet paper rolls so he can roll out his back at home? Damasio in Albuquerque. Dear Rome, if Hawk feels better, you're welcome. If he doesn't, it's because he needs 18 more treatments. Signed, the chiropractor. Stephen PHX. Or being able to call yourself a doctor because you know how to twist somebody's back. All right, again, I'm not going there. I'm not going to get into that whole thing about chiropractors. If you're in pain or you're out of alignment and they help you and you swear by it, great. Great. Man, I am mature. This is how responsible I am. Listen to that tape. This one says, hey, Hawk, you went to a strip mall, chiropractor? Come see me the next time you're in the area. Actually, scratch that. I will just aggressively seek you out. Regards, cell phone kiosk guy. Geoff in Lincoln. War Hawk becoming standing desk guy.
All right, Adam, you've already got the headphones on. It's a good idea. All right.
Talk me through it. Number one, how are you feeling today? Number 2, how did the visit to the chiropractor go?
Thank you, Jim, for having me on and for caring. Number 1, I feel a little bit better.
I didn't say that I cared. I just said, how are you feeling?
Feeling a little bit better. Thank you for asking. Not the instant relief I was looking for. The visit to the chiropractor, disconcerting to say the least. I spent a great deal of time yelping it. I found the guy with 5 stars in my neighborhood. When I pulled up, I had noticed that I had driven into a strip mall, and the chiropractor's office was situated between an Irish pub. In which,
Hawk, what did you expect this guy to have, like this high-rise building overlooking the beach, ceiling to floor glass? He's a chiro.
I was hoping at some point I would get into an elevator of some sorts, but
all right, so you're on the ground floor.
Oh yeah, right off of the main drag.
Give me an idea about this strip mall. What stores were surrounding this doctor office?
Yeah, there was an Irish pub to the left where 4 gentlemen were outside smoking cigarettes at 4:30 in the afternoon, and there was a liquor store on the right, so I just had to shoot in between those two and go see my doctor, who introduced himself as Dr. Joe, which...
Dr. Joe?
Yeah, I prefer my doctors not to introduce themselves like uncles. I'd like to hear a last name with a doctor, but nevertheless, Dr. Joe very quickly went through the paperwork that I had pre-filled out and took me back to the room, which was behind a...
He's a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a judge. Yeah, and I'm an astronaut. Yeah, I play in the NFL, Hawk. All right, so Dr. Joe.
Yes.
Thanks, Joe.
Nice guy. Really nice guy.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Probably a great salesman.
He was. He took me to the room. He grabbed like a fake spine that he had and gave me the whole spiel for a good 29 minutes, and then we finally got to the adjustment part. Which,
how long was the appointment?
The appointment was 30 minutes. 29 was spiel and salesmanship and trying to get me in for visit number 2 with my wife. He wanted to see my wife. He wanted to...
Why? Is she in pain?
No, but, an adjustment would do her really well, he told me. And that
preventative medicine.
Yeah, it not only does it prevent back pain, apparently it prevents everything. It prevents the common cold, it prevents allergies, it prevents headaches.
Okay.
So, he did his thing.
He didn't want to work on the baby, did he?
Yes, he did.
No.
He said, why don't you bring in your 18-month-old, and it'll just go a little pop, 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 and it feels really good. The babies love it. And
the babies love it.
Yeah, I just kind of ignored that. And then he...
Would he work on the dog?
Well, it'd be a cat in my case.
Yeah, exactly. What am I saying?
So
is it pop, pop, pop on the cat too?
I don't know. The whole thing was weird. The line of the day...
Are you sure you didn't see a vet instead of a chiropractor?
At this point, I'm not. The line of the day was, he told me, shout out to Dr. Joe, by the way, nice guy. Just want to throw that out there in case Dr. Joe's listening. He said, your back is like a circuit breaker. I'm just going to open up the breaker, flip a few switches, and just reset everything. And being in radio, I was like, damn, that's a good analogy. I'm all set for this.
That's amazing. So in other words, your back, the human back, is like a laptop. Just unscrew it, add a little more memory or RAM, and you're back to normal.
It sounded perfect to me. And as he was...
I'm sure it did sound perfect to you, Hawk.
As he was doing
You're Hawk.
He was like calling his shot. He's like, watch this accuracy. And then he just like slammed pop. He's like, got it. And I was like...
Dude, he was talking junk. He was
like
styling his work.
It's like the Steph
Curry. Like a bat flip?
Yes. He was like the Steph Curry of chiropractic.
Did he say man's game, Adam?
Yeah, he did. And his explanation was, if you were to sit down...
You can't guard me, Adam.
If you were to sit down at a piano, you wouldn't smash all the keys at once. You would just delicately play it like Mozart.
He told you that?
Yeah, he was on a roll. It was great. It was probably the 15th time that day he had gone through that material, but it was the first time I had heard it, so it was working on me.
Dude, I like his passion, man.
He's really into it. And once we finished, and
dude, this must have cost a fortune to get a guy with that expertise and that kind of rap.
Best part of the story. I had texted my wife earlier and I said, okay, $50 to go get adjusted. I got to do it. I need instant relief. I have to do it. And she goes, no, I want you to go through the healthcare that we have. And I said, I can't wait for an appointment. I'm going into this
Does your insurance cover? Oh, okay. Right.
And
$50. An hour later,
she texts me and she goes,
I negotiated it down to 30. So don't pay a cent over 30.
Wait a minute. Dude, I knew that we could negotiate the price of cars. I knew that we could negotiate the price of homes. I know that a lot of things are negotiable. I didn't know that we can negotiate the price of medical services. I literally have never gone to my doctor and said, hey, doc, you're the best at what you do. That annual physical that I have, hey, let's talk about that. You can do better, doc. You can do better. You did that. It worked.
My wife did it, so shout out to my wife. Saved me $20, which, by the way, that $20 I can now reinvest into visit
another
number 2.
visit.
Exactly.
Or use it on the baby.
Right.
The baby's small. I bet the baby's only $20 for the half hour.
He's like, an infant falls 1,500 times a month, right? And I was like, well, I didn't know that. I don't keep track. And he goes, that's a lot of wear and tear on the back.
Let me ask you something, dude. Do you ever go to like frozen yogurt places?
Yeah, Yogurtland. Love it.
Okay, Yogurtland. Do they have punch cards there? Does he have a punch card where you get your 10th visit for free?
I'm sure he does. I'll find out for you because I'm going back.
Hawk. Absolutely incredible, man. Shout out to Dr. Frank. Dr. Frank.
Thanks, Joe.
Or Joe or whoever he was. I like this guy. In fact, I hope my back gets hurt. Wow, Hawk. Incredible contribution. Hour number 3 next.